Hello, I'm Ronnie. I'm a radiographer and I'm also the radiology practice educator. And today I'll be talking to you about my career as a radiographer. We've got a scenario here of an older couple driving to the beach with their grandchild on a Sunday afternoon, and they are involved in a car accident. Emergency services arrive and they are brought to the hospital. The picture that we have here now is routine is put into the bin. We now have an emergency situation. We now have to regroup. We now have to think, where are we needed in this emergency situation? So I'll pose a question for you. What do you think is the radiographer's role in this situation that we find ourselves in now? A car accident, we've got patients that are coming into the hospital. Right. So what we have now is a trauma call. And a trauma call environment is a fast-paced, high-pressure setting. It is very, very busy. And a radiographer is part of a trauma call environment. If you look on the picture on the right, you can see that there are so many people that are trying to help the patient that's on the table. And everybody has a special role that they will be doing to contribute to the well-being of that patient on the table. For us as radiographers in a trauma call setting, our job is to make sure that we produce high-quality images for the doctors and nurses and every other healthcare profession that will be taking care of that patient. We have our machines that we call mobile machines that we can bring to the bedside and take those pictures. It's a high-pressured environment. Sometimes you won't be able to move people from the places that they're standing because they are there sometimes to stabilize the patient. So you have to work with what you have. You have to be adaptive. You have to be a strong communicator to say what it is that you need. If you need help, you say it out loud. So communication is key, and communication skills are very important for radiographers. So as you can see, it is a very busy environment, but we do that. So I gave this example. The patient, let's imagine that grandfather has a head injury. The grandmother has a chest injury, and their grandchild has an elbow injury. Again, try to think, what is the role of the radiographer as we walk along this case study? So the grandfather who has a head injury, he will need to have a CT scan. So that is a picture of a head CT. And the grandmother who has a chest injury, she will need to have a chest X-ray so we can see if she's, injured her chest in any way. Then the grandchild who's got an elbow injury, he will also need to have an X-ray of their elbow. And that will show us the degree of the fracture if they have any. And according to that picture that we see on the screen, when you look at that elbow, you can see that it is fractured. So that is the role of the radiographer in the immediate sense. Next step, the role of imaging. So for the grandfather, we will still need to have CT and MRI images to assess the bleeding and to check for the progress of recovery. We will still continue to have chest X-rays for the grandmother. These will be follow-ups to make sure that the pneumothorax is resolving. The child will go to theaters to have the fracture fixed. And in theaters, we also work in theaters as radiographers. We will be providing live pictures for the surgeon who is doing that operation on the child. And post-surgery, when they go to fracture clinic and orthopedic, they will still come back for follow-up X-rays until the elbow, the chest, and the bleed are all fully healed. So we are involved in the road to recovery. Now, would you have guessed that we are involved in every part of the patient's journey? For many people, when they don't realize that radiographers are involved from the beginning to the end of a patient's journey. Thank you very much.